Hey everybody, today we're going to be covering the free-to-play best of heroes. So this is going to be the best Navy heroes. My list is based upon the heroes that I have on my server. I know the newer servers have a different list, so for you guys, if you're watching this video, just kind of modify the list based upon the heroes you have. I'm going to do them 1 through 10, and then I'll kind of cover them as we go. So if you're wondering where I get that list, I go to Recruit, I go over to the Navy, and then I hit Preview. These are considered the free-to-play heroes because you can get them without spending any gems, any money. You'll get them as you play. So with this list, I would put Basil as number 1, Nimbus as number 2. I would put Violet as number 3, Bella as number 4. Gonzo is number 5. And then number 6 is Li Yuan. Those two can be interchangeable, but I'm just putting them in that order for this video. Chloe is number 7, Sid number 8, Teresa number 9, Merida number 10. So that is my rankings for the free-to-play. I'll give you kind of a variety of different 2-hero, 3-hero marches at the end, but first we'll just kind of cover what each of them does. So let's jump right in. Basil is an attack boost, so it increases the attack of all naval units by 83%. In case you haven't watched any of my videos before, I always go off the 5-star max stats. I don't go off of what it says up here because that includes other boosts. For example, your exclusive skill that's right here. So you'll see 83% plus the 8% is pretty close to that attack. Plus you have the different war type things here that also add to that. So that's how that works. Basil's number 1. Nimbus actually does the same thing. He's just a little bit lower of a boost, so his is 70.6%. As you can see, mine's a little higher because I have his exclusive. The third best hero in my mind was Violet. So hers is there's a chance to launch a rubber bomb, dealing 112.5% damage to all targets in the front row. She has a really low trigger rate, so make sure you grab her exclusive, which does increase the chances of that. And another downside to her is that those rubber bombs only attack the front row, so if you're missing a tile, it still will only hit 2 out of 3 tiles, or even 1 out of 3. Belle, she's number 4. When the Navy attacks, there's a chance to fire 3 additional shells, dealing 83.2% damage to random targets. So that's a total of 249 extra damage. 249% extra damage. Again, kind of a low trigger rate, otherwise her and Violet would both be a lot better. She also does have an exclusive that increases that trigger, but it's just not enough to make it worthwhile. Number 5 I had is Gonzo. So Gonzo I have as 5 for the fact that he's really good defensively, but that's about it. So when defending the base, increases your Navy's attack, damage, and crit rate by 23.2%. You guys might think that that's a low amount, but 23% damage is a lot of extra damage. But he still just is very one-dimensional. You can only use him on defense. Otherwise, on offense, he's completely useless. The next best is Li Yuan. Hers, at the beginning of the battle, all your naval units will receive 2 counter marks. Each mark increases the attack by 27.9% and reduces the damage received by 11.4%. And then they use 1 mark every attack. So for 2 rounds, you get a attack boost and a damage reduction. After Li Yuan was Chloe. So Chloe, when your Navy force is attacking, there's a chance that an additional bomb is fired and hidden within the attack, causing destructive damage to the primary target at 131%. Problem with her, it's a really low trigger, and it's basically useless if for some reason your normal attack kills a tile. You basically just wasted an exclusive. So same problem that Tywin has, just so everybody knows. The next hero is Sid. When your Navy is attacking, there's a chance it becomes an area attack that causes 47.8% damage to 2 targets. Basically, that's like 2 extra missiles that does 47%. Kind of weak, honestly. That's why he's so low. Teresa's is when attacking, your Navy will deal normal damage once and has a chance to reduce a single target's attack by 91.4%, which lasts for 2 rounds, and that doesn't stack. So if you hit the same target over and over again, it doesn't stack. It just goes off of a maximum of 2 rounds. 90% attack reduction isn't a lot, that's, I mean, obviously these heroes are, in my mind, ranked this low for a reason. And then Merida, she's really good for player PvE, player versus environment, but she's not really good for PvP. So when your navy is attacking the enemy's army, there's a chance of releasing an additional stun missile, which causes the target's army to go into chaos status or undifferentiated attack. Basically, you stun them so they don't attack. It used to be that the round didn't end. I haven't tested it in a long time, but basically the round would end and the round would keep going and you'd keep attacking until suddenly it went off. That's why the sand table with her used to be so crazy, because it would cause the rounds to just drag on and on and on. So those are the heroes, the free to play at least. For the most part, if you're going a 2-hero march, you're going to want to do either, well, obviously you're going to want to choose the best hero, which is Basil. You'll want to do Basil here and like a Violet, or if you don't have Basil, you'd want to do like a Nimitz and a Violet, or a Nimitz and a Bell, or Basil and a Bell. That'd be my 2-hero march. If I'm doing a 3-hero, I'd actually do Basil, Nimitz, Violet, Basil, Nimitz, Bell, or Basil, Violet, Bell, Basil, Violet. You know, a combination of those heroes where there's at least one boost hero and then one trigger hero. I wouldn't venture much beyond that. If you're getting down into those heroes that are beyond that, definitely try to avoid. I definitely avoid Sid, definitely avoid Merida, definitely avoid Teresa. Li Yuan, I mean, even her, like, I try to avoid them if you can. But, I mean, if you can't, obviously, you got to do what you need. A 5-star hero is better than not having one. But hopefully by the time even the free-to-play players get to the point where they're thinking 3 heroes, they have Basil or Nimitz maxed, and then one of these 2 girls maxed, and then they can pick up the new hero, the meta hero, you could call them, from like the Lucky Treasury or something like that. So that's my thought process on Navy. If you guys agree with that, please let me know. If you don't, please let me know your thoughts. If you guys have any different information that I may not have, or even if anybody from the newer servers wants to put the heroes that aren't available here, that'd be great. So in the comments section. So please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this, and see ya.